record. I'm not going to do any GJ trade today. I was just going to have a wrap up, but a lot of people have been hitting me up. At least about 30 people have hit me up, and that's fine because that's questions. You know what I'm saying, but I was talking to Waterman and another person, which they're saying that the GJ is moving slow like paint dry. We've seen that before. We said it moves,
Yep.
and I normally like to trade Nas, but like I tell people, when I trade here with this, I can focus and doing else. When I'm trading Nas at 9:30, I'm not talking. I'm not talking about. I'm in the charts and I'm looking at these charts like a sniper person. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times like I know Sean will go over his Zooms. He's talking a lot, which is great because he's teaching. But when I do Zooms, I don't talk a lot because I'm trading. You know what I'm saying? And then people want to know, okay, what are you thinking about? Well, my thinking might not be what you're thinking, but I'm just looking at, okay, well, I would have called out this trade at 10:45. Yes, I would have called that trade at 10:45. I was calling out some gold trade today, and another Nas trade. But that Nas trade I bought, I called out. I took that trade because I knew I had enough information in this trade to take it. And then the trade I didn't call sell trade in the afternoon and in the morning, I guess. But I had enough information to take that trade too. If you're following the trade on the Nas, you would have simply seen that when them joints crossed, it was game time. So, like me personally, I like to mess with indicators. I have some paid indicators and I have some free indicators. You can go both ways. There's nothing wrong with this one, nothing wrong with this one. So, and then from another group, another person gave me, hold on 1 second. Somebody's looking for a link. Weirdest thing, one person that I have cannot get the link. They can't get into the chat group. Weird, right? I have no idea how that works. They're having a problem getting into the chat group.
Should be open.
I don't know. It's weird. It's just one person. When I created the group, it's just weird. Telegram is weird. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure that out. But anyway, like I was saying, the power of this is immaculate. And let me share the power of this because this was just like, what was this? Oh, there was a gold trade here today. Gold here. Gold 4-hour time frame. It was just for screaming. Gold has been kind of finicky, but it was screaming. A lot of these cats are getting they're getting scalping on these things. Like today was a little day. But anyway, let me go back to this. I don't want to go way off the topic. So I saw this trade here play out when the 1800 was above 1800. So if I bring up another, let me bring up another chart over here and see for Nas. Because Nas basically was oversold. See how it was above 1800 for 2 days. So that's another scenario, like Waterman was saying. If you got 1800 on both days, that means it's mad overbought. Now, I haven't
Jay,
seen
if you can hit,
that.
like, for example, if you can hit the 15, it'll compress it a bit, maybe easier to see. Like the ADD, because then so how you can see the ADD parts, right? And the ones where it jumps up, I think are going to be the best examples when it opens high from like a low before.
So so this is like this is what I would call concrete confluences, because this is how I've traded these. Then these trades you see me taking, I've followed these rules, concrete rules for ADD. See, this is what the people don't want you to know. So if ADD opens up above 1800, I've said this a million times, but I guess it's not sinking into some folk, 1800 and floats, then it's a bullish day. That is like 85%. 85% bullish day. It's like you shouldn't be looking at sells. You shouldn't be looking at taking shorts. If you're looking at taking shorts, you're in the wrong market. You really are. Because they give you the sauce. I say 80% because there's some weird things going on. The market's never 80%. So that's number one. This is like dead ass true. I can't put it no more than that. I don't know, I don't know what I have to tell someone, but let me save it as this real quick. I gotta save this real quick. Let's see. this. So that's let me put a line over here. So that is, I must have caught like 3 or 4 of those sales like that. I can't do that. Can't do that either. Can't put no things in there. Let me try to see if I can put a notepad. But there we go. That's straight. So does anybody have questions on that? That's basic. Oh, it was this. That's what it was. See, boom. Gotta be careful with that. That is basic. This is basic. This is basic 101. Basic. If it opens up above 1800 and floats, what I mean by floats means it stays up there. It stays above 1800. Stays above. If you see this, stays above 800. You say, well, how many candles do I wait? You can wait 2, 3, 4. Don't wait that long because you'll miss out. I'm just saying, 1800, then it's bullish day. That's like guaranteed, right? Oh, this stupid thing, you know what? No, bitch.
Hey, John.
So if the ADD, I mean, the thing is, everyone's looking for a concrete way to trade now. This is it. If the ADD, like I want to, if ADD opens up, 2 days, right? 2 days in a row, right? Like today, 2 days in a row above 1800. So for example, what happened? It was, what's today? Wednesday, Thursday? Wednesday, it was plus 1800, right? Right? And then today, what happened? It opened up, right? It opened up plus 1800, right? And then it tanked. So at that point, we want to look for an upcoming sell, right? But you got to remember it's based on price action. So I don't care if you use FEGs. I don't care if you use Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't care if you use Burger King. I don't care what the hell you use. You can use all these different things, FEGs, LK sweep. Okay, you can use Matt. You can use Seb. You can use Sean. You can use resistance. What I don't care. Whatever you use, whatever price action called PA, price action or TA you use, it will line up with the sell. This here is 80% too, and I can show you.
So can I add in
day.
one nuance, and we might want to
Yeah.
we might want to scrap what I'm saying because it might complicate it. But like, okay, so ADD prior close, let's just call it 1800, right? The market also went up overnight and then opened again at 1800.
Right.
It actually doesn't mean that there's any more bullish sentiment because it goes ADDs in advanced decline on the prior close. So if the market goes up overnight, a lot of stocks are going to open above their prior close. It's not opening above like where it opened. It's not a delta to the open. It's a delta on the prior close. So if the market overnight goes up, a lot of stocks are going to open ahead. But if it was also 1800 the day before, it actually is not really a bullish signal. I mean, I might be complicating it, but I think that's potentially a nuance. I mean, it could be a footnote in this thing, but
well,
and that happened today, and then it went right down.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. In the 80%, in the 4 weeks I've been using this ADD, if it opened up above 1800, I took the trade, and it was like right there. Now, there was some days in there that had news at 8:30, so maybe that could have been that same continuation. But I agree with you on that. So here's the strawberry on top of the nuance. How many days would you need to see the charge getting back test? How many days, months, years would you need to see? I don't know how long the ADD runs, but I don't know how much data it carries, but I'm thinking 15-minute, 30-minute should be good enough. But how many days research would you need? How deep in the paint? How deep in the water? How far down the rabbit hole would you? I mean, let's say it's a Joe Trader or whatever. How many days, months, weeks, years, hours would Joe Trader need to go deep in the paint to prove each one of these to be a valid 80%? Because if it's not 75%, 70%, I don't want to deal with it. I'm looking for 80% setups. If you can get me an 80% setup on Nas, I will jump in the water with you. I don't care if it's sharks, squids, poison, whatever. I will jump in the water with you. I take my chance. But if it's 65, 60, 65, 6%, I'm going to be hesitant about that. But I agree with you on that because you got the overnight markets too. And that's another thing I found, overnight markets, because the ADD is not seeing the ADD is not looking at that because we can't see it. But I agree with you on that. So all these rules here are all the components that we need, right? I totally agree with you on that. I'm looking at it like the way Kobe played basketball. The way Kobe played basketball was they say you have a basketball mind. He has a basketball mind. He looks at everything. Like you said, Waterman, he looks at every nuance, every last component, every last nook and cranny. There's nothing left unturned. That's how I trade. That's how I've been trading Nas. If you look at it that way, then you're going to be successful because you're taking it into consideration everything. And I totally agree with that. So that's kind of like what I was going to discuss on the other Zoom, but I'm kind of doing it now, but I'm going to do it still, but let's take notes. So these are important, right? These are important type things. So, and then that's kind of like that nuance, right? So here's another one that I know is 80%. This is 80% all day, every day, because I've traded it and I've won. If the ADD opens up way in the basement, I'm talking like negative 2,500, somewhere down deep below, then we can look for buys in the market. I've seen that happen all the time. That's 80%. I've seen it happen when it opens up. Now there's a couple things that happen. Now, same thing. What happens if the ADD opens up 2 days in a row below 1,800? I mean,
Hey,
in that moment, I haven't seen that. You see?
Jay.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. How are you, man?
Good. How you doing?
Not bad. Just more of a thought to the ADD. If you look at the ES, the NQ, and the NAS at 8:30 this morning, everything skyrocketed, which
Right.
therefore tells you ADD is going to go right away off over 1,800. You could have basically started buying right at 9:30 without
Right.
looking at the ADD. Is that fair comment?
Yeah. Say that again. That is a market maker type. I totally agree with you. Totally
All
agree with you. No question about that, man. I totally agree with you on that one, man. Totally agree with you on that.
Would you say that again, please?
Yeah. So if you look, well, look, he has the ES right now at 8:30 this morning. Just put a line, put it on 5-minute, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Look at this.
So the ES, the
Boom, look
NQ,
at that.
the NAS at 8:30 this morning all had that same spike. Which, if you look at that right off the bat, you could have a quick conclusion being biased, saying the whole market's going to be bullish right off the bat.
Right.
And look, if you look at the ADD right off the bat, it opened at like 1,900 this morning and trended around that 2,200.
Right. So that goes back to my question, my statement here. That's how I've been. This right here. If you never trade Nas, look at this number one rule right here and swallow it today. Take it in, breathe it in, take it into your house, whatever else. If you see this, that's 80%. And then on top of that, because like Waterman, the PA, and other people, look at ES and look at QQQ. Look at these stocks. They went up. They went up exactly. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. If I do this here, and then my dear friend said, yeah, Jay, do 4 layouts. So I said, damn, you know what? I'm missing something. So I only have my 2, but anyway, so when you're looking at those setups, you're looking at these setups as far as saying, okay, well, damn, these setups are looking pretty good because they all are related. They're all related in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? The ES going spiking up. This is why you could scalp this. Another dude in another group, I noticed sent out the gold signal, and I looked at it. I'm like, damn, you know what? He's right. He caught some gold. Gold was weird, but these guys are scalping this stuff on the on the basis. So they're catching these moves, doing that. So look at this. This is Nas 830. That thing went up right here 930. See that right up in there? But if you were looking at this trade before, because somebody got to do pre-analysis markup, you just can't jump in the trade at 930. You got to know what's going on. So you got to look at the thing. And I was telling this yesterday in another Zoom. I said, you got the London to New York connection, the London to New York extension. That's the extension of, okay, well, what did London do? Well, this thing had been pushing up since yesterday, right? So then you got your push up here. Of course, you got this push up over here. So this, what time is this? This is 7:30. So around this time, 6, it started pushing up. It started pushing up right about here. Right about in here someplace. Right in there. Right? This is 4:50 in the morning. So it ran its course and then started pushing up from here all the way up. So, when you get on the charts at 9:30, you should be expecting, okay, you know what? This thing looks kind of juicy. So you can always draw your trend line up here someplace, right? Even if you didn't take this trade when it broke here, but even if you didn't have this data here, you could have just drew it up this way, like this. Because everyone wants to say, well, that's not a good way to draw a trend line. I disagree. It is a good way to draw a trend line because I draw a trend line to the sky and it doesn't connect anything. Well, these candles have not been met yet. Okay, well, maybe they have, maybe they haven't. So you can always draw a chart or you can draw a channel, whatever you want to call it. But this is your pre-analysis. You're drawing this right here, saying, okay, well, I got this here, right? Or it could be anywhere in here. It could be however you want to draw it. It doesn't matter where it is, where the line is, I'm saying, here and there. I mean, my point I'm saying is that once you draw the channel, it's going to break out of the channel. This is the perfect break right here. So even if you didn't want to get in anywhere in here, you had like mag influences. Once that thing jumped up, I don't think there was some news today. I can't remember. Not sure if there's news today or not. I was looking, but like you said, ES is pumping, and NOD is pumping. This is why I jumped in this trade, and it's not a lot of pips, but it's a scalp. Once I saw that, I said game time. But then I know I wasn't going to hold the trade all day because it wasn't following the rules. It definitely wasn't hanging above 1800. I could clearly see that. I was like, oh well, damn, you know what? This is not holding above 1800. And around 10:45, it started to tank. And then you had any indicators you wanted, higher high, you had FEGs, all this play started to happen. And then our 2 9s happened. Once the 2 9s crossed, then it was game time. So there was a lot of opportunities to take a sell in the market. So back to the rules, what can you say? This here, if the market opens up twice in a row, well, I don't know because I haven't backtested that yet. This is fresh. I do know that if the market opens up below 2,500, I'm looking for buys. And I can give you 5 days out of the bat. I mean, we could look at all the different nuances and stuff, but you can see yourself. You can look at it for yourself and say you can make your own conclusion. If it opens up above 2,500, I was down here in the basement. And I mean the basement, I'm talking about low, below 2,000. But 2,000 is the number. That's fine. We can work with that. So here is the day where August 5th, that was Friday. That was NFP, right? So this opened up below and it rocketed up. So that's one day. So if I give you, how many days did you see? 5, 6, 10, 20? 1? I don't know, 0 days. Here's another one here, right? Boom, went up. Where's this open up? So if it's close to 2,000, if it's below that, then it's game time. So that's 1, 2. I would consider this to be in the basement, right? That's 2 days. And you can look at the NAS. You can compare the NAS and see. You know what I'm saying? You can match up the NAS exactly with where the indicator was, right? Here's the basement here, right? or close to the basement. You can see there's a push up, right? But if you can clearly see, if it's way the basement, it's going to be almost guaranteed that you're going to get a nice little push to the upside, right? So I'm looking for something below 2,000 just to show you. Here's another one above 1,800, right? That's all bullish. See? You can see it going up. You can clearly see that. Then you can clearly see that. So this one here was above it earlier, but look at this. This is a big push up, right? And it tanked off. See that? So here's another one that we're saying it could push up. And this is kind of like today, but it didn't have as many candles, right? That's guaranteed. One below, look at this. So this one opened up below, right? So all you gotta do is wait. You could have took the sell to the downside if you wanted to. But if it opens up below 1,800 and it tanks, then we're looking for a reversal. And the reversal came, you still went up. You just gotta be patient and wait for that reversal. That's the setup right there. That's set up to pass any challenge. You could use the same method to pass your challenge if you know how to do it right. This could be used to pass the challenge. If you want to pass a challenge, use this. If you know how to do it, you'll be straight. If it's below 1,800, it's gonna look at this again. Look at this. See that? This opened up here, right? But it tanked below. I would want to see a candle open up above 1,800 and tank below, close below. Then it's game time. You just gotta wait. You just gotta wait.
Okay. Can we add a note to your document? I think some folks might be, although the proof is in the pudding and your results say it all, if before they start pulling the trigger right off the bat at 9:30, maybe put in brackets, look at NQ, ES, and NAS pre-market where it's been overnight. If you're seeing a bullish market on those three indicators, your ADD chances are, in seldom cases, it will be bullish as well.
Okay.
Because NQ trades overnight, ES trades overnight, and so does the NAS, right?
Yeah, nah. EQ, ES.
ES, NQ, and the NAS.
Yeah, NAS trades overnight. Yeah, overnight. Yeah. Does everybody understand what we're saying by look at pre-market? I'm just spilling all these terms out. And another person told me today, he said, well, Jay, I'm loving your thing, but a lot of stuff I don't know. I said, well, there's a lot of people here that have given things for ICT and those things. And, if I was brand new and I was following y'all, I would just be taking it all in. And I know some people are doing that because it's more advanced stuff, and I think that's one of the challenges Sean had, if I'm not mistaken, was because he's doing all these Zooms and everybody's talking all this high level stuff. And there's a lot of people that are new. So when you have like 300 people, 200 people, you're gonna have a mixed bag of education, So you're hoping that these people jump in these trades because everyone wants to ask me, what do I think about Nas? Well, what do you think about Nas? So I always ask the same question because I used to ask that question all the time. My mentors, Mike, and another guy named Fred. I said, "You Fred, Mike, what do you think about Nas?" They would ask me. They would never ask the question. They would never answer my question. And they used to piss me off. They would say, "So you answering the question for people? What do you think about Nas? What do you think about UCAD?" Then he would tell me, "What do you think about that?" I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "What do you think about that?" So I said, "What do you mean?" So go to the chart. You tell me. So now I go to the chart. Say, oh yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. It's this, that. Because they're looking for your bias. Because of those people looking at the charts, I don't know. So how many more examples do we need in the basement? How many more examples do you need in the basement? Look at this. All right, well, look at this one. Let's take a look at this. This might be one of them weird ones, right? Look at this one. You're not going to get it 100%. Remember, I told you it's 80%. So how would you handle this one? This one here opened up at 22 there, right? So this is June 16th. June 16th. Right. So how do you handle that one? Maybe not. That's the sad part about Windows, man. When you get a blue circle of death, that means you're fucked. Okay, so how would you know that? Anybody want to take a stab at that? How would you trade that? This is what, 9 o'clock, June 16th? How would you trade that? Or would you leave it alone? Anybody? Somebody? Who would trade that? Anybody? Anybody? Would anybody have traded Nas on June 15th? Actually, the day is this. We want June 15th. Let me draw my line. That's all right. I know what I'm talking about. That's June 16th at 9:30. Who would have traded Nas on June 16th at 9:30? Anybody?
I
Somebody?
would have.
Okay, want to share why?
Well, if it opens up at below, like around 2,000 down there on the 16th, then I would wait to get confluences that would indicate that it's going to go up higher on my above chart, and then take a buy position accordingly, because it has to go up.
Right.
Usually.
I agree. So when would we have bought in that market? Let's see. June 16, 9:30. It's 30-minute time frame. Let's go to 15 real quick and see if we get some entries here real quick, right? Okay, so let's go back to June.
Right click on your mouse, Jay, and just click reset chart if you're looking for it.
Oh yeah, I gotta get with you on those other shortcuts for those other indicators.
It's all
I
good.
meant to, yeah. I forgot how to fix that crap.
It's all good.
So anyway, like I was saying, if you can go and back test these things, then you kind of can see what we're talking about. You know, so I mean, I looked at June 16th as one of them. Let me go back to 30-minute time frame, probably better. All right, so if you go back to June 16th and look at Nas on that June 16th level, then you could have seen that, okay, well, I could have jumped in for a buy, but you know, if it's opening up, like here's another perfect example here, right? What does it do? It opens up and then goes up to it almost like rejects the what day is it? This is June 28th. See, June 28th at 9 o'clock. It kind of opens up a little bit, closes above it, and tanks. June 28th at 9 o'clock. So to me, I would have looked at my upper chart. Probably get rid of some of these other ones here. I would have looked at my upper chart and say, well, what's going on June 28th, right? And see what I can see in my price action. Because you don't have to trade Nas every day. You could just watch it and backtest it. Because I didn't jump into this using ADD the first week I saw it. I backtested this thing, and I liked the results. You know what I'm saying? So June 28th was what? So that sell off right there. How would you have known that? Well, you could have drawn a trend line here, right? Just to see, right? Before this happened, you could draw a trend line over here. And then you get pre-market, right? So what was going on in pre-market before? This is June 26th, 27th, 28th. So if I go to ES, right? And I look for June 26th, June 27th, right? I should be able to see what's going on, right? I'm looking for pre-market, right?
Did we get a bearish consumer confidence report on 7 a.m. On the 28th though?
I don't know. Can someone look that up?
Well, I was. Its forecast was previous was 103 and actual was 98.7 and forecast was 100. So I think that was a day where everyone was like, you know, assuming consumer confidence was supposed to be the thing holding up the house. And I think there was a bearish report there. So immediate drop.
Right. That's good. Now, here's the how many people, because I have scenarios all day. How many people watched any of the Avengers movies? How many people watched the Avengers movies? How many people
All of
watched?
them.
Oh, who said all of them? Speak up, sir.
I watched all of them.
Okay, so how did they beat Thanos?
How did they beat Thanos? By
Yes,
going back in time.
Okay, but besides that, they went back in time. Okay, well, we go back in time, pre-market. Okay, but how else? How did it beat Thanos? By go back in time, but what else? How many superheroes did it take to beat him?
Oh, it took all of them.
All of them, right? So all of them,
All
right? So all of them, right? So each person had a piece, right? Of how to get them, right? One person had the time stone, one person had this, one person had that, right? They all added to the mix. So the report, I think it was either Weatherman or PA, I'm not sure, but someone said that the CPI data was bearish, right? And you had to drop off here, right? So somebody was a news person. So let's imagine that you was on a trade, right? A Zoom trade some morning, and then you are like, okay, well, this is what this Nas is doing. Look at this crazy crap here over here. It's doing some weird stuff, right? It opened up here, right? On that June 29th one, right? Where that was June 29th. Here. So let me draw a little thing here. So somebody knew, I didn't even know that CPI data was like that. See, somebody just gave us that sauce. So the sauce came out and said the CPI data was bearish. One, before the market actually dropped here, you already had a trend line coming down from this side over here. So there's resistance up here. There's already resistance up here. I mean, you could just draw a gap right here if you wanted to. That's resistance right there. You could have clearly caught resistance way before this move happened back, you know, in London. So if you're doing London, you ain't got to trade London. You're just doing your pre-market setup, you see. And then when 930 rolled around, you already knew that, okay, I don't know, push up, but you already had higher high here. And you had all your confluences. Trend line didn't break, bounced off it, and then boom, it's broke down. So this could have been a sell. You could have been in, not at 930, but at 945, 950. And you would have rolled it all the way down. That would have been a bearish day. And then on top of that, the indicators crossed, the EMAs. EMAs lag, but they're lag for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So that's just another confirmation that you're on the right path to take a trade down. So here's another scenario, as we were saying before, where it comes up, and what it do? It tested, it didn't even break above the 1800, and it tanked. So this scenario here, I would take, okay, well, if it comes up to 1800, if it opens up somewhere up here and it comes to 1800, again, if it's not floating above 1800 or whatever it's doing, then our upper chart, our price chart should be showing us how it works as far as, oh, well, I know I need to take a sell in this market because all my confluences is telling me that.
You also have the yellow liquidity candle there, right? Did that come in? Does that come in real time, or was that after the fact?
I don't know.
You see it though,
They usually,
right there, right?
yeah, we see it. They usually come in real time, Waterman. Like it's probably a
That's
delay of a
real-time,
few
yeah, that's
seconds.
super effective.
I've
So-
always seen them come in live.
Yeah, I
Always.
mean, you
Yeah,
always
they're
on
live.
1 minute, 3 minute, 5
Yeah.
minute. I mean,
But then you have all these confluences telling you that you need to take a sell. So this would have been a day that you would have won this trade if you would have been looking at all of the different confluences that you have. Because all the indicators, whether it's Dana Pro or whether it's this pro, that pro, it's showing you sell. The market is definitely bearish. You would have seen that. You know, using whatever chart you were using, even if you were using a blank chart and you had all your support, resistance, and trend lines and fibs and balance and FEG, everything that you have would have been showing about a bearish. You can get the hedge fund person, whoever else, all these people that calling signals. I bet you 85% of them was calling a sell at this time. because they're looking at the same chart you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? So that would have been proof in the water that, so how do you write this scenario up? Because this is a pretty convincing scenario. I would have taken the sell. I would have waited 9:30. I probably would have jumped in somewhere around 10:30, and it would have been good with my little profit. You know, so that's another scenario. See, I don't know about this one, but this one here is pretty good, right? So how would you write the scenario up with all the nuances?
I mean, the doc almost needs an like asterisk at the top of like any news days kind of are
Yeah.
just exceptions. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like overall, altogether, right?
Okay, so that's why we have a news person. That's why who's going to be the Thor? See, I'll be breaking this stuff down lyrically, man. You got to like news person. You're right. So news, right? So what's the news? If it's a news day, because I said the ADD is going to act weird on a news day. So you could wait till the news passes, right? Or trade the news. So if news day, what do? If news day, you can wait, right? You can wait until the market, till the news is over, and see what the market's doing, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe rookies avoid it altogether, but like more intermediate advanced, wait for the market to digest the news and then reread.
Right. Then we wrap. Okay, exactly. So that's what you can do. And then if you don't want to, I don't want to trade news, Jay. It's too wild, too volatile. Okay, then wait till all the traffic's gone, and then walk across the street. Right. But if the ADD opens up near 1800, right? Then what? Then what do? So opens up near 1800, right? Then you can do all the pre-market stuff. Then look at pre-market, right? And see if the NQ or the ES is, or even NAS, whatever, not 100 is bullish or bearish, right? Look.
Yeah, it's like, was there a large
S&R.
overnight move? And then also like, we'll just check the prior close on ADD as well. There might be footnotes though.
Right, overnight move. These are things that you have to do in your analysis. These are your checklists before you come to the table to trade. So if you come to the table to trade and you see, oh, well, look at this. This pumped up here. What happened in the night? Well, it was kind of a downtrend, right? What happens in the night? So in the night, it did this thing, right? And same with EQ or ES, whatever. What happened in the night? Because it hit resistance up here, right? So this is a form of resistance up here, right? Right in here. That is a form of resistance. So you get this here, and then you would have known that even if you just follow this here, you would have known that, oh man, you know what, this is a sell zone here, because it didn't break the zone here, right? So if I'm looking at that, I'm looking at this 1, 2, right? And then on top of that, I mean, you got multiple charts here, but on top of this here, this other one here is dope as fuck. And this is another one that's dope as hell too. It's just all these things are pointing to this. Look at this. What day was this? August 10th. That was the bullish day, right? August 10th. And then the vol had a sell right in there. See, it had that pump, they had that big pump, and then it crashed. So this is again another volume chart. So let me go to the volume chart, the 30th, because they're all the same thing, really, if you think about it. All these people move all the same way. Hey, look at this. That's a 9:30 one. They already had this before. See, already had this was a Zoom I did earlier with the man with Rollo and whatever her name is. I forget what her name is, but Jenny or something. I don't know what her name was. Is it June 30th? So come over here to June 30th, right? 29th. Boom. That's what that there. Okay, so we're in June 29th, right? So June 29th, let's take a look at June 29th. Look how dope June 29th is on multiple levels. June 29th, you would have been buying this, selling this market with no problem. You'd have been the man or the woman thing right there. Boom. June 29th, boom. Here, that's a sell right there, right? Do I have any, what I got anything on here? The draws, move draws, boom. Oh, wait, no, I'm gonna put it back. We want that. All right, so boom. So on June 29th, and you can even come in here and get levels for this too. It's just not the levels for the ADD. You can get levels for the actual chart. So you can backtest this stuff till you blue the face. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, like I said, you can look at those things and say, so these are just some basic rules that we're looking at, right? What are the scenarios we have? The ADD opens up near, let's say, I don't remember if y'all know how to read this, but like I said, I usually teach math. So this is, no, let's see, this X. Does anyone know what this means?
Yeah, the plus minus 500 was just the chop, and you're only gonna have like small scalps at best, I think was the original thinking.
But does anyone know how to read this? But you're right. I'm just trying to see where the crowd is on their math skills. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, less than.
Ah, here we go. Somebody talk to me, brother. Talk to me, brother. What you got? Come on, man. This is math
Basically-
lesson, dog.
Basically between negative 500 and 500.
Talk, man. Hit me up on the DM, man. We gotta talk. My man. My man. I told my man was chilling, man. So y'all think this was a game, man. You gotta have some fun with this, man. Y'all be bugging, man. Y'all don't have no fun with this, man. Come on, man. You gotta have some fun, dog. Come on, man. All right, that's good though. That's good. That's good. I feel you, brother. So let's go back to the chart real quick. So basically what that means is that it opens up below those zones, right? So basically what that says is that if it opens up at 500 somewhere in here, right? Let me draw a line. You're right about that. Here, 500, right? Put it right here somewhere. Boom. If it opens up in this little zone here, that means there's choppiness happening, right? Choppiness. That's choppy. So if I draw a little zone here, like my man say, right? That's choppy zone, right? So we can test it out. So let's go on the chart and see where it opened up. Because sometimes it does open up at that point, right? It opens up here, right? Look at that. It opened up right at the chop. So what did it do on the chop? So if it opened up the chop, then we got to look at it. We definitely have to tune in. If it opens up at the top chop, then it's your choice not to trade it. But if you want to get funky with it and trade it, then you got to use your fluences, snipers, your you're like a surgeon. You get surgical with the shit. So I want to be surgical with the shit. So then I look and say, okay, well, what time is this? Actually, that didn't even open up there. That's more. That can't even use that one. I want a candle to open up right there, somewhere in that area. This was close, right? Close, right? Close right here. Yeah, we can use this. We can use this right here. Right? So look at this. So here's a candle right here that opened up. Top of the red opened up. Top of the red is 809, right? So this is choppy here. So, and you can see that the choppiness is right there. See, choppiness right there. Boom. So right at 830, if I come in here, and here is the 830 candle. Boom, right there, right? 930 candle. Look what a chop. This is chop right here, right? This is choppy sitter right here. You can clearly see that, right? Choppiness right there. So you would have looked at the peak market analysis. So, damn, you know what? It's choppy here. There's a little bit of something going on here, but it opened up the chop. So what do you have to do? Well, like Debbie said, you can trade the trap. This is a trap. This is a trap. You can trade the trap. So you could trade if you want to do this, but you have to be surgical with this shit. If you ain't surgical, you're gonna get burned. And I'm not telling you to trade nonce if you're not surgical with this shit. You have to be surgical, like a doctor. So you could be like, oh, Jay, check it out. I noticed I can give me a quick scalp here. You could have got this, down thing here if you wanted to. So you could be like, hey, well, this is here, and then it kind of tanked below zero and kind of going down, right? So you could take a nice little sell. This is a nice little sell here, right? But how many people have taken this trade though? That's a downtrend here, but a downtrend from over here, right? So I had the lower high. So if I do my pre-market analysis, you could catch this thing. You just got to do a little bit more surgicalness. So you could have been on here. It's like boom, right? I got my downtrend already. What time is this? What time is this print? Who's up at 2:30? Oh, maybe I was sleeping on it, but this is 2:30 candle right here. Boom, right? 2 o'clock candle right there. So then you could have caught this here or the don't. So now I need to have and it's the EMH cross right here somewhere. 4 o'clock went down. So if you had this type of analysis going on, and maybe you went over to EQ, ES, and looked at some other stuff. You know, what day was this? This is June 14th, right? So if you go back to the ES, right, and look at June 14th, what did that give us? I'm trying to look for pre-market stuff, right? On June 14th. It's here, right? So what does that give me? Oh, look at this. So you could have been like, oh, well, check this out, Jay. Check it out, boom. There's my high up there, right? But look at this market, it's tanking, dude. Look at this, man, right? So this is June 10th. ES been tanking. Look at the gaps. So June 10th have been tanking. If I come over here and draw my little friendly trend line, boom. And I know the market's tanking, boom, all the way down here. If I can draw a trend line to the sky, it doesn't, you don't have to match it. You could match trend line, that's fine, but I draw out here, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then you're like, oh, June 13th. What was that day again? That was June 14th at 9:30. June 14th at 9:30. What was happening June 14th, 9:30? Boom. It was already in the downtrend anyway. Look at that. So if you would have known this, you would have hopped in for a sell. Because this is just a continuation. This is what I call the London to New York continuation. It's London up here. Well, remember, ES, you trade during the day. So you can see it's tanking. Somebody got paid on this trade for ES, dog. Ooh, look at that. I don't know. Anybody know that somebody took ES? Damn. So you would have had 2 days of pre-market, 10th, because 10th is a Friday, I'm assuming, right? Because it goes to 12th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. Oh, you've been straight. So if you had all this information here, you would have came in this trade and took a sell with no hesitation. And if you was chilling like that, if you was cool like that, if you was fresh like that, if you was ill like that, if you was multi like that, then you would have been in this trade already. See that? Boom, you'd have been up here somewhere. Look at that. Damn, look at that. Boom, look at that. You'd have been all up in that thing, chilling. And you would have been, so you wouldn't even need me to come all 80 deep. Forget that. I'm in this trade since the 9th, right? I'm swinging this thing all the way down. Look at this. Man, look at that. That's beautiful, man. That's over almost 3-4 days. But I'm just trying to get this little trade here. You'd have been straight. You see. So if you get choppiness, then you got to look to see all the other components. So this is, if you're choppy, then you have to use choppy market, which sucks, right? But you can trade it using the printables, right? And printables are all the things you use. This, you got to use all of your, all these are printables. And you can add more stuff too if you want. I don't care what you use. These are printables, right? Fibs, resistance and support, right? All these things are stuff we use. Order blocks, fibs, OBs, whatever price action you remember, you gotta be without news. You see what I'm saying? So you break that down like that, and then you can enter a choppy market and rock it. You know what I'm saying? So if it opens up at this area, it's choppy, right? Or close to it. We just got to see what's going on with it. You got to use all of your confluences that you have to help you trade it.
Hey Jay, a question for my ignorance.
Oh, no ignorance.
So there's tools out there, and I'm not saying to anybody to do this. There's tools out there to give you the flow and the order blocks, right? Like cheddar flow and all that stuff. Do you know if there's flow that comes in for NAS that could be seen on those reports?
I don't know. I
Okay.
haven't. But that's a good question. Like someone, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know. Not, I don't know, but I would like to know.
No, there isn't.
Okay. Okay. So what other tools can you use to help you beat the market makers? That's the key, right? You're gonna go spend $25,000 on the Bloomberg terminal? Will that work? Who knows? I don't know. But what can you do besides sitting next to a hedge fund person at the terminal? You could go work for Hugo's Way,
It doesn't mean that the hedge funds are making the money you're making either.
right? So how do you beat the market makers? How many people have seen videos that say you can beat the market makers? Well, how can you beat the market makers? How can you beat them? This is how you beat them. You beat them with this. This ain't gonna be 80%. This ain't gonna be 100%. But if you can get 75%, even 70%, if you can get 70% on Nas, man, come on, man, you can't beat that. That's pretty damn good. That's
The
pretty damn
biggest
good.
trick would be cutting your loss real quick, or else you'll wipe an account just as quick.
Right. So then somebody asked me about that. Somebody asked me on a chat. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that? Somebody in the chat group asked me, and it's legitimate. It's a legitimate question. They asked me, why do you always take two? Why do you always take two positions? So one dude say, why you always open two positions? I said two is my magic number. Sometimes I take open 2, 3, 4. And then he came back and said, oh wait a minute, where's he at? I can't what he said. He said, well, some people, I mean, that's a good question. This is what the open dialogue is. Why do I take two positions all the time? When do I take it? When do I take break even? You can do partial closes, right? If you take a trade at one lot, you can close it to 0.5 and have another trade, right? Take a profit, right? How many people know that? That's something that's in your terminal, right? That's some things you can do, right? Everyone trades differently. How many people move their stop loss into profit? How many people let their trade run overnight? How many people take it to break even and then go to bed? How many people go to bed with and drawdown? And they're okay with that. I used to be okay with that. I'm not okay with going to bed and drawdown. I'm not. If I'm not in profit, then I'm doing something wrong. Whatever I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I like to be able to be blue when I go to bed or be at break even. I've been burned by that before when I wasn't at break even. So, I mean, those are the things that happen when you do that. Like my man PA said, why go options when you can just upload lot size to 2, 3, 4, and 5? I'm afraid to look to see what 5 lot sizes on NOS would be.
Don't just do it.
I am.
Don't even think about it.
I'm gonna think about it, but I'm like, damn. I saw what 2 lot. I saw what 0.50 did. I saw what
Yeah,
1
or
did. I saw what 2 did. I'm like, damn. Come on, man.
well, look at it a different way on a risk perspective. I mean, you had great success for a solid 3 weeks, and you and I have similar backgrounds with Blue Tour accounts. Maybe stick to the 3-4 for consistency for another like 3-4 weeks, and then in 3-4 weeks, then you up it to 5-6. Do that for 5-6 weeks, then you increase more because the stress factor and the sweaty hands about buying and selling. You know what I mean?
Right. No,
Just
I'm
a
with
thought.
you. I'm with you, man. That's really gonna blow people out of the water because people being blown out of the water because they're like, one dude said, damn, 4 lots. Yeah, that's a good point, Dex. That was a good point. I didn't even know that. See, there's a lot of people here that are intelligent on this trading game, man. There's a lot of good people here, and that's kind of like what I was telling you about. Like, well, I don't want to pay a lot of money to be in this group, that group. Okay, that's fine. That's not maybe that might not be for you, but like I was telling Waterman, with all the information that I've gotten from this Dana program, even if I didn't use no concepts, what if I didn't have no, I didn't use any of the indicators, just the conversations in the group from not Frank, from Matt, from Dex, from PA, from Waterman, from all these people that are in the group. If I missed some people, I apologize, but they give good feedback. Seb, all these people give good feedback. Like he answered that question, the one you asked. I didn't know the answer to that question, but there's a lot of deep knowledge that are in these groups. So it's like a sponge. You know what I'm saying? You get that information and you use it for your platform, your template. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm in a whole bunch of Telegram groups. You know, Sean's group, Debbie's in there, a few other people in there. There's another we was on a call yesterday. And we were just sitting there missing the and that's how I know I was missing some of the trades in GJ. And I know GJ moves slower than paint. I get that. But there are some sitters in there. And I know people want to sit around 2 hours wait. Because you don't wait 2 hours. Once the bell rings, it's like them candles be moving. Them candles dance at 9:30. They dance and they be moving, particularly news. So I like that volatility in the market. So you have to take your positive and your negative with that and kind of go from there and see what you can do. But you can blow an account with Nas overnight, or you can triple it. And another dude that I know that followed this ADD thing, he increased his account from 1,800 to 3,000 today. I was like, damn. I said, good work, man. Good work. I said, how'd you do that? He said, I went back and he said he looked at those. I think I made 3 or 4 videos. And he's actually in the group. He's actually in Pro. Yeah, I know, but he's actually in Pro. So I'm not trying to promote this, promote that. And another dude I know increased his account from 50 to 200 today. I said, okay, how'd you do that? I said, there's a chance that you in Pro? I said, nah, man, I'm not. I don't have the indicators, but I just followed some of your advice. It's not, and I've been trying to build my account up, and now I feel confident that I'm still getting there. But his account was red, and then he understands how it works because he's doing he's using the EMAs, he's using these things. And then another our friend Dr. P told us about the wrinkle thing. I know some people on here probably say, what the hell is that? But that's another thing. So I'm getting this bits and pieces from different pieces, put all together and working out together. But there's a way to put it all together to work it so you can get that, because somebody's going to come along and slap 5 lots on Nas. I haven't seen nobody do it. I haven't seen nobody do 3 lots on Nas. I haven't seen it. And maybe someone out there is doing it. Like Q-Banks is rocking US 30. I don't know what lot size he may be using 1 or 2 or 4. I don't know. But you can open up multiple positions and close one. It all depends on your trading style. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of how it works when you work with these indicators and do things. Everything works. Everything has a piece of the action. I think. But like I said, if you've not saying follow these rules, but these are just some. We can probably do more, right? So does anybody have a question, a comment on any of those things? You can unmute your mic if you like. As I drink some water, man. What you got? Holla. Who's this? Who's this guy? Oh,
Hey, I got something to say real quick.
holla. Holla, brother.
So GJ today actually went pretty crazy. I would say about 10 to 15 minutes right before I think the Japanese market opened, which is about when we get together for our 5 to 50 to 5,000. There was a yellow liquidity candle that came, like you could see it open up. And I've been noticing this happen a lot lately. It happened today when I was watching gold. This liquidity candle like lit up, and it was almost like a signal, like the market maker is coming in to manipulate something, and it's going to look to try and find whether they're trying to find liquidity zones to absorb, right? And what it basically did, it looked like they pumped up the price real fast of GJ and then sold off the market immediately. And what it did is you hit all the stop losses of all the retail traders. They absorb all that liquidity, and then they do a giant block order. And if you look at like that giant red candle right as the market was opening was all a giant block order. And from there on, it just rocketed up like 40 pips right after it. It was just like classic. And it just moved 10 and 20 pips up and down. You could have banked all over the place. It was great. So
Yeah.
just my
That's,
comment on what GJ did today. So
yeah, because DJ was in the trap box for 2 days and
yeah.
had this,
Yep.
right? So that's kind of like and that's a good trading thing, right? We saw in the trap box,
Mhm.
as Debbie say, and then it broke out like you said. So today would have been a good day to trade that. But those are some things that you learn and see and review as when you get better at looking at things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I saw that. That but again, we were looking at DJ was trapping. It was trapped Tuesday, and then it broke out because of the news. That news that came out was Wednesday. Whatever news that was on Wednesday, that moved the market up. And then today it's like, okay, well, so you have these like that. So when you're doing these challenges, you have different nuances because we were looking at all these pairs, and some people were actually trading the pairs. They weren't looking at this. But if you ever get to a point where you are hosting a Zoom with 30 or more people, and you're looking at different charts, you're gonna miss something. And even when some days we had 60 hours when we still missed it, or we weren't sure if we for trade or not, you know, because the people are waiting for the host to do it or whatever else. But when I trade this thing today, I don't wait because I don't have two eyes, and all the eyes I have are these people. So once I see this action going on, I'm moving it. But I agree with you for GJ, and that's kind of what I was going to talk to the group about today is, um, including myself. I don't like to watch paint dry on the wall. It's very very frustrating. So there's some good points and some bad points, and there's some uh, negatives and positives about doing a challenge. Every challenge that someone does not going to be 100% positive, and there's going to be some negatives in there. There's going to be some things you got to fix, and there's going to be some learning things, some learning curves, some nuances, some ebbs and flows. But I think if you can get to a point where at the end of the trade, because we could trade 4 days a week, it's tough to trade 4 days a week. So I'm gonna like trim it down to 3 because there's other stuff that I have to do. Doing the Zooms at 9:30 was tough because people were looking, saying, "Well, when's Jay going to trade?" Well, maybe I've already entered it, and then another person say, "Well, can you let me know when you're entering it?" Well, if you're looking at the same charts I'm looking at, why should I tell you when I'm getting in? You know what I'm saying? That's not to be mean. I'm just saying, okay, well, I'm getting in now. What's your entry? What you take profit? Stop loss. It's gonna be different than yours because maybe your account can't handle that. Can your account handle a 50 to 100 pip stop loss? I don't know. Can your account handle? I got in one thing, and then the other guy said, "Well, your numbers are off. This is Hugo's way. What's yours?" It was such and such. Well, every broker has different leverages. Every broker has different spreads, right? So the spreads are gonna be different. I've seen spreads totally different when trading view. So the number's gonna be wrong. But if the analysis is correct, then you can do that. I don't mind opening the bridge up, but somebody else host it. I'm trading 9:30. My mind's set on us. I come in every now and then, give my little 2 cents. But if I'm looking at this trade, like I'm looking at this trade here and say, okay, what I'm looking for, then I can give it all the pre-market setup. I can have a notepad here saying, here's everything I'm looking at. Then you know what I'm doing. And then on top of that, what I might do is just get a trading account through here, right? You can do that, right? I don't know if they trade. Does anyone know the trading view traders? Trading view brokers.
Well, I know Interactive Brokers plugs into it, but it only plays, you can only buy stocks directly. There's only 4 or 5, Hugo's Way is not there from what I
Right.
recall.
But there's some in here that are in there. Some of the like if I come here, if you see me doing this on a Zoom, damn, Jay's getting ready to trade this thing, right? You said create new order. You said, oh, well, damn, this dude is getting ready to trade. I ain't got okay. What are the ones I got? Log into your broker and start trading, right? So How do I do that?
Yeah, those brokers that you see up there are the ones that you could trade with, like
Right.
Wanda, Forex.com, and so
Okay.
forth.
Do they do NAS?
Forex.com doesn't, I don't believe.
Okay. So let's see.
Interactive doesn't either. I gotta trade it through the options. That's why I'm switching
Do?
over to Hugo.
Oh, well, excuse me. But guess what? That's what I'm gonna do. Because I don't see nobody trading on TradingView. Nobody does that. I haven't seen nobody do it. Trading. But you can trade on TradingView, right? I've
Yeah,
seen
you
that
could.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I know
I've
some
done it
people.
before. I had
know-
a Forex.com account, but it was so small that it really wasn't worth it.
Ah, see, he
Yeah,
traded on
there's
TradingView.
that
Just like
trade
that.
on Trading View,
Okay.
especially Forex.
Which one does NAS? AMP does? Somebody said AMP does.
Yeah, AMP and then Victor Vate or Trader Vate,
All right, hold on.
Trader Vate.
All right. Oh, that's Lucretia, right? Yeah, I was just gonna give you a shout out. We were using the Lucretia method to trade this damn slow paint crap. With Dex say AMP futures. Okay. And what you say, Lucretia was how you spell it?
Trader Vate, Trado,
Vate.
like Trado,
Like
like
that.
yeah,
Vate.
Vate. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Which ones? Anybody say good or bad, or just? I'll research them. What you got, my man? Xavier, go ahead. You got it. Ask to unmute. Go ahead. You got it. Oh, you can unmute your mic. You good? Go ahead. Jacob,
Oh,
you
what's
got a
up?
question? Yeah, go ahead. You got
Sorry. Oh yeah, no, I was already kind of commenting from earlier, from my story about GJ last night. Well,
Oh,
I
okay.
did have a question. What do you use with how do you use the yen basket in correlation? So like if the yen basket's kind of going down, then you know that GJ should go up,
Goes the opposite way.
goes the opposite way because your yen is falling. That's your bottom, that's your dominator. So then the British pound should be solid, so it should spike. Is that kind of how you use in tandem for that fourth chart there?
Yeah, I was told that this is like the DXY, right? It's just
Yeah.
the GPY DXY. Yeah. So if this goes
Yeah.
down, this should go up.
Yep.
And vice versa.
It
Yeah.
should. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. That's good notice. That's good. This is good to know.
Uh-huh.
It's good. That's real good to know. But yeah. So anybody, what other ones you got on TradingView? See, Dex said he uses AMP futures. I'm gonna have to check that out. See, I didn't even know that. Trading panel. Choose your broker. Log in. Okay. Well, I'll have to play with that. I'm gonna play with that. Over here. There. There we go. Play with it a little bit. Ooh, here we go. I guess I gotta make these screens a little bigger, right? Duh. Ah, see? Oh, okay. AMP. Oh, okay.
Ownge is pretty good too, from what I hear.
Huh?
The fourth one in the list.
Oh, Ananda?
Yeah.
They do NAS?
I'm not sure if they do Nas though, but I've heard good things about them.
Oh.
I'll check real quick. Hold on.
AMP is this here? He said do futures. The dope. Oh yeah, I got a link there. That's nice. Okay. That's dope. So I can trade right on here. Damn, I won't even need to. I mean, I knew that, but I just never, used it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's good. All right. Thank you for the information. See, I told you somebody out there got information, man.
I'll tell you one
Right.
thing, it gives you better tools than MT4.
Oh my God. Yeah. So let's imagine that. So imagine if I can use this right here. So imagine if I'm chilling, right? When this is moving, let's go over here. I jump in the chair right here. Instead of having to flip to MC4. This was so scary to me that I almost like bugged out. I'm telling you. When I saw this move here today, I was like, damn, the gods are smiling on somebody, man. They really are, dog.
Does anybody know why MT4 hasn't been updated since like, I don't know, 2005 on the
That's
desktop
computers
version?
were
I
created.
don't get it. It's so bad. It's just so
It's
terrible.
It's archaic. But the
It's
thing I
looking
like
like
about it,
MS-DOS.
if they yeah, I wonder the good thing about MT4 is that there's tools on there to help you figure out the pips and stuff like that. I like that function. There's some functions on there that are nice. Other ones are not. I wonder if there's a pip. Cause I don't want to go do this all the time. I'm sick of doing this. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of having to do this. Because there's some things in here. Is there an indicator that shows the pips when you get into a trade? Maybe if you're on, maybe if you're in the trade on one of the brokers, it will show you that. Anybody know that?
Talking about like a pip counter that you have on
Yeah,
MT4.
MT4, right? Exactly. That's what I want I want TradingView.
Yeah,
Who has that?
it probably would have to be with the broker,
Okay.
or at least when you're actually in the live trade.
Because when you open up a trade at MT4, there is no pip counter. You got to add the indicator on there. You know what I'm saying? I want to add an indicator on here so it shows like all these other it's showing all the highs and lows. I want to have one that shows boom. As soon as I open that trade up, it'll give me the pips. So I got to figure it out. I ain't got time to figure out pips anymore. I know how to do it, but that's just a small thing. Yeah, newbie needs to find out what it is. That's fine. All the end, that's all good in the hood. But this one here, when this came up here, it was game time, man. I was like, damn, the guns are just screaming on you, man. They were screaming beautiful. Everything lined up beautifully, man. This was the perfect setup right here. Right in here. I mean, if you took a screenshot of this, I'm like, damn. And it would have been beautiful if I could have been in here. Could have been boom. I could have traded this thing, right?
Hey, but I'm telling you, man, that
Look at that.
sell, hey, John, that sell on the 1 minute chart on MT4 was so easy to get in, and I just stared at it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Of
Didn't pull
course.
the trigger.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. Yeah. On one. Yeah. On that, it's a
Y'all
no-brainer,
talking about
man.
earlier today?
Yes, I'm talking about this cell right here. That
Oh yeah, the 20 crossed the 50 to the downside, and it was on the 1 minute. It was just so but I'm the simple trader. I don't like all, all the indicators. Simple trader. I mean, it was just beautiful. The 20 crossed the 50 to the downside, and it just was, that's it. You just ate the whole time.
right.
But
looked
what's
at this.
crazy is that you didn't even need the moving average. That sucker on the 1 minute gave you a nice evening star pattern right when it
Well,
went
see,
into
that's
the
the thing.
daily FVG.
With the moving average, you don't have to read the bones. Some people don't have time to read the bones, and I call candles bones. You know how people read bones, the African. Anyway, so if you that's just a simple way. It crossed, boom, it's down. You know what I'm saying? And then it tested that. It tested the 20. It actually tested the 50 a few times, but by that time you were so much in profit that you could have just stayed in the trade until it was finished.
This is about 10:30. So somebody hit me up and said that they missed this. And then they asked me why didn't I call it? I said, would you looking at the same chart I was looking at? He's like, yeah. I said, if you're looking at this chart minute to minute, there's no way in hell you would have never caught this trade. There's no way you would have caught this trade to the downside. This, like I said, 1 minute time frame, the 5 minute, it was screaming. Once them things crossed, it was screaming profit. You didn't even, I mean, even if you was a newbie, you could have jumped in this trade based on all the mechanics that happened. This was textbook
I
trading
can
today.
confirm. I'm a newbie and I jumped in.
Right. This today was a perfect example of
My
what we
problem
talk about.
is the same. I didn't hold it long enough, and
Yeah.
I'm always ashamed of this.
So that's a good point. So how do we fix that?
Understanding your daily directional bias.
Because this was like artist in action, man. This probably was just as good as a setup as ADD float of 1800. Right here was perfect. Right in here was perfect. That 1030 drop that was it. And it went, I mean, 4 signal groups I belong to all said sells around here. There was nobody at 1030 telling to get into a buy in NAS. I didn't see nobody saying buy NAS after 1030. It was all downhill from there. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm saying you use all those things however you trade, 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, whatever it might be. But this is another scenario of an ADD floated above that and then tanked. So you can use however you wanted to use, but the 1030 NAS, a sell everybody should have taken. Even if you took it on demo, paper trading, live trading, even if you didn't even trade at all, you just watched it. It was a beautiful thing, man. It was beautiful, man.
Yeah, it was as textbook as you will ever see.
Right. And you're not going to get that all the time.
Nope.
So when you get that, you got to take it, man, or watch it, because the market doesn't. The market gave you that. So whatever issues the market had with you during the week, it gave you that. This is Thursday. This is August 11th. This was a perfect trading day for Nas. That's all I can tell you. And all of the confluences added up. I mean, everything. Just like everyone said, the 1 minute, the 2 minute, 3 minute. I mean, damn, somebody was looking at the 30-second time frame, and they were telling me, damn, Jay, this thing going. He's like, man, at 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I was telling him, I said, man, you need to be ready to trade Nas selling down after 10:30, 11 o'clock. I don't know exactly what time, but I'm saying that you're gonna have to do it because it's this condition here. This condition here, if it opens up 2 days above 1800, then it tanks, so that we at a point we look for an upcoming sell based on price action. This is this because it was above 1800 the other day. I'm saying, so that's like, okay, well, you can use that in consideration, but you can really go down to the nitty gritty on this thing because, like, I like scalping, but imagine if you can hold Nas for 4 days. How do you do that? You're just not getting pennies here and there. You can hold Nas for 4 days, and you can have a 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and hold Nas for 4 days. I remember when I was trading back in 2020 when Nas was bullish. There was a group that I was in, a trading group. It was a signal group, and there was a whole bunch of dudes from Africa, and all of the screenshots you saw were buys, because they were just waiting for the retrace. You know what I'm saying? But this here is dope. So I'm gonna search, and I'm gonna open an account with AMP or one of them other ones, and I'm gonna see if I can do it here. Imagine you can trade it here. That'd be dope, right? So using MT4, you can use it right here. I still want to find an indicator. It's got to be a pip indicator somewhere in here, man. Right? It has to be pip counter, something. Pip. Gotta be it has to be. I refuse not to believe it, right? Pip collector, something, right? Pip foundry. I don't know. It's got to be a pip counter on TradingView. I just can't. It's got to be. Or somebody can write it in the Pine editor, right? Somebody gave me a program to write when the 4-hour candle closes, and I put it in the Pine editor and it works. Who knows people that can write a Pine script for a pip pip counter? Anybody?
Not me, but I'm looking for somebody to edit my timer in MT4.
Yeah, see, that's like some programmer stuff, man. I'm still
Yeah,
looking for a
I don't,
programmer
I
that can do
don't,
that.
yeah, I do system administration. I don't do programming, man. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I can't look at codes, but yeah, this is dope, right? I mean, if I have to put the trade in, I'll put the trade in at a 0.1 on the MT4 just so I can see how many pips it is. Because I like to know. There's got to be a way to do that. I got to find out. I don't know if that happens or not, but I got to figure it out. So that is so that's basically. I mean, you can go deeper in the paint with ADD, man. Right? There's more you can do. But these are just the basics here. I can get more deep into it. I'm actually going to get more deep into it. It's going to be so deep that I don't even want to trade Nas. So, people are like, oh, I trade other things. I don't need it. I don't need that. You can make enough money trading Nas to last you for the week. I don't need no other pairs. I really don't. And that brings me to my next point is I know some people are tired of looking at paint dry. And my man said what happened with GJ today. So I wasn't going to go this far into this here, but that's kind of what I do. But I wanted to get reflection on this. So after we started August 1st. Today's 11th. So how do people feel about this? Do they want to continue? Do they want to bleed their eyes out in GJ? Are they like, I want to do something else? Or I'm out at 5,000. Or I'm with you, Jay. I'm not with you, Jay. Or I like it, but we need to fix this, need to fix that. You know,
For me, I just the Asian session, man, it's just like you say, it's like watching paint dry. So if you ain't trading GJ during London or New York,
yeah,
it's yeah.
right. 'Cause we tried AJ, NJ, and AN and whatnot. And again, like I said, I don't have no rules. We had some rules, but my bread and butter, as you see, is this. This is my babe right here. This is who I date. And this is who I've pledged my marriage to. I don't cheat on her. I know you see all those other ones over there, and I'm trying to do things whatnot, but
I'm about to say, we see you, John. We see you.
yeah. I mean, if you see me cheating like gold, like damn, Dre's cheating on gold, man, what's up? But you just want that oil, whatever else. But yeah, man, this is it, man. I'm waiting. I'm actually waiting to get into an oil trade. Oil is where's he at? Oil is 93. It was 88. I'm waiting to get um into oil. Oil's gonna push up, man. This Russian thing is not over yet. It's not. Oil is gonna push up or push down. It's I think there's gonna be, and same with Ethereum, there's gonna be a push up of all these things, man, one day. And the question is, will you be on the side of when because it's kind of a bearish market still. There's gonna be a bullish run soon. And that's when you can swing these markets, man. It's coming. But you can set yourself up because it was this 2022, right? And you can set yourself up for that. So I remember in Netflix was trading up near 600 at one point. Now that thing's down there 150, whatever else. It's gonna come back up. All these things are gonna come back up, man. And it's gonna be a bullish. I just don't know when. But you could use all these tools to help you trade. You know. So, but I agree with you. The Asian session is tough, man. It's tough. Um, it's but you know, like I said, most people I know couldn't trade it during New York, so they asked for this. So, and you know, some people may get to. I still want to. I still believe that next week is news week. There's 3 days of news, 15th, 16th, 17th, and I'm going to trade those 3 days. Thursdays no news, but next week is news every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we should see some good movement action. And
So maybe limited to that.
huh?
I say maybe limited to when there's news.
Yeah, but that's not that's but the thing is like this week had no news. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? So it's like, well, you know, if people are engaged in trading, then they're gonna move up and they're gonna, you know, they're gonna go do something else. But you know, but then I was saying to myself, like, well, um, you can do this here. And just like Lucretia say, you do the 1 minute. We saw moves on Monday and Tuesday that I didn't take. I've at least seen moves 4 days that I didn't take. And there's a couple days I got 10 pips. We got 10 pips. Somebody got 10 pips. I only got 10 pips the other day and I got 10 pips another day. But then they're like, hey, well, you just look at the 1 minute time frame. So I just look at the JPY basket 1 minute time frame and then use the Lucretia strategy, and then you'll get some pips. That happened at least 5, 6 times. I've seen it. So it is paint dry, but it makes the move and then it consolidates and then make the move. So I think like 7 to 9, 8 to 10, 7 to 9, I've seen moves. You know, I watched it. And when, you know, even when Lucretia played it out, she said, look at this move, it happened. So, oh yeah, you know what? Damn, that's true, man. That happened. So it ain't like you can't get it. And then you can even scale it down to 5 pips. I mean, what if I just said 5 pips and you just did higher lot sizes, or you just did the lot size you have there, or you did whatever you want. You change it to 5 pips, but 10 pips, people are getting 10 pips and getting out. I'm saying, but you know, the Japanese index, the JPN 225 works the same way with this. Somebody was asking me about JUR 30. Same exact way. It works the same exact way because it's an index. All indexes work the same way. Same exact way. So you can take the JPN index here, right? And watch this. Same exact thing. I don't even know if it's open right now. But you can use the same. Oh, 225, yeah. JB 225. Yeah, I gotta put more memory in this computer today, this weekend, man. Yeah, the JPN 225 works the same exact way. Oh, it's open. Pull this right now, see? That's another one. Yeah, that might be one that we might want to trade during the Asian session. That's I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that dude, right? Might work the same way with ADD. I don't know.
Do you know how the pip count work on that one?
MT4 does, but no, I don't know offhand though. I'm sure I can figure it out. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So look at this. See, this is what I had before. See, look at this. So this is today, right? Well, see, this is why it's good to discuss things because now I'm going to use this. So I'm gonna flip these here. So start next week, we're gonna do this. Cause this moves, it's an index, but it's gonna be a little bit more volatile. You see, a little bit more volatile. See, it's off market. See, so it's well, you can't use ADD on it, but you have to use it in New York. But you still can use it with the JPY baskets, I would think, right? I didn't even think about this. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah, see, if this goes down, this goes up, right? And this was at 8 o'clock. Oh, we could cut this here. See, boom, look at that. 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, right? Could have got that. Okay, that might be the move. It tracks almost right along. Yeah, exactly. You're right. Okay. Let's see. 8 o'clock, right? Oh, see, look at that. Okay. Well, I might have to try using this. I don't know if your brokers can take this. I have my broker could do GP and not 225. Oh, so I might have to change this, right? Look at this. Okay. You know what? Let me just write this out here real quick. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good analysis there, brother. I'll use this one, right? 225. There we go. Boom. Oh, okay. That might be the move, man. About that. Oh, that's not. There you go. All right. How about that? Tell them who's down with that. Oh, now we won't be watching paint dry no more. Oh, damn. See, I didn't even think about that. We could have bought this thing. Oh, we'd have been straight. Right? Boom. Back. Oh, we would have been straight. All right, we've been straight. 8 o'clock. Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, that'd been nice, right? All right, so the official change of this thing is this. Oh, if it's volatile. Oh, yeah, you're right. Good, kudos to whoever. I wasn't even thinking about that, man. See? So now we're gonna trade. JP and that should be fun. It means your broker, you gotta check your broker to see if you got that. Do you have that? Your broker, man. All right, so that's it, man. So gold moves scrapers. All right. So I got this recording. I need a title for this. Somebody give me a title for this. What kind of title would this be? I need a title for this thing here. Man, this should be interesting, right? Plus we got news. Oh man, I'm excited now though. Damn. The Asian Nas. Nah, well, yeah, but I'm gonna for this whole thing I did today. Like I broke down the ADD and broke down all this other crap. What could be
The breakdown.
you think people are gonna understand that? You might understand that. Who else gonna understand that? All right. So how many people are down with that? How many people are down with the breakdown? That's dope. This is gonna be a new. I don't know if you guys have this. I need to check.
Most of them should have it, to be honest with you. If you got Nas and US 30, you should have that one with your broker. Just like Jer 30.
Oh, JPN 225. Yeah, yeah.
Nikki.
Yeah. So that's gonna be it. So if it's like Nas, which it is, it should be fun, right? Which means the
Yeah,
pip
it
count
definitely
will be a
should
little
be fun.
different. The pip count will be a little different. So for homework, somebody got to look for the pip count for this, right? And we're gonna have news too. Oh, it's gonna be juicy, isn't it? Oh yeah. All right. Well, that's it.
Yeah, I might open up a demo account right quick and trade it. See
Yeah,
how
yeah,
it
yeah.
play, how pip count
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. How'd the pip count go for this thing? Yeah, we're gonna do this. That's nice. And then come in here. I called it the L method. That's Lucretia strategy. Just come in here and do this 1 minute time frame. Boom. Look at that. She would have caught all. He would have ate all that. Look at that. But this is today, right? Damn. Look at that. Nice. Ate all that. This would have been an easy play. Oh, I don't think we'll be watching paint dry. Damn, look at that. Until now, oh damn, that's been beautiful. We won't be watching paint dry. I'll tell you right now. No, but I was gonna ask, what's the title for this whole video? Well, the breakdown could be true. That's true. But I gotta put something in the description so they'll know, because they won't know what the hell is he talking about. What can we do with that? So, how many people are good? Who's good?
I'm good with it.
That's one vocal out of 30 million. Who else is good with that? So, my man's only good with that.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Yep,
Okay.
sounds good to me.
Okay. So, the news happens on check this. So, like I said, I wasn't gonna trade today. News is gonna be next week. See, that's what the news is right there, right? So news is next week. I do here. Let's see. News is next week. All right. So we got. Let's see, we got news. Where the news at next week? Yep. So schedule for news. Monday news is 8:30 to 10:30. So the news is gonna be at 8:30. News at 9:30. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday's news is AUD news. So it should be with JPY. The following week, there's no news. And the following week after that, there's no news. Actually, what? 12th? Yeah. Oh, Eastern time. Yeah. So let me pull up this here. Let's see, my screen won't freeze to death. So there's news here for Asia. EST. All EST. So news is going to be next week for Asian news. 9:30. This news is Monday. That's Monday. The JPY market should go nuts. Tuesday, there's news. See, there's news 9:30. NZD is probably going to affect that too, and 11. But mainly 9:30. Tuesday's a heavy news day, and Wednesday. Ain't got nothing else. So those days, and they're all at 9:30. It's 8:30. 9:30. So it should be like 8:30 to 10:30. You should be able to catch this. We should be able to kill this here using this strategy right here, right? using the JPY basket along with all these 4 people here. I gotta rename this chart, right? Rename it. Rename. Yeah. Rename. This is JPY. So this is what we got here, right? JPN 225. That's like the Nas is gonna be off the hook, right?
So this will be like the Asian session, basically.
Right. So it should be straight.
Okay.
All these times are Eastern time.
Well, look, I just jumped into a trade on my demo account,
Yeah.
and man, I had to put a 1.00 on this sucker just to see something.
Hmm.
Like it moved 3 pips and I got $3.
Yeah, the pip count is gonna be a little different. It won't be the same
Yeah.
as that chart we have. Might have to adjust that chart.
Definitely. I mean, your pip count could be defined, it be the same. It's just your lot sizes are going. Yeah, that's what you're saying. The lot size is going to change drastically
Yeah, big time.
because a 0.01 only give you pennies.
Oh yeah. I guess it'll depend on your brokers.
Yeah, because my broker has a 1 to 500 leverage.
I got the same way. I use the same thing with I have 500 to 1 with Eagles way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the CFDs are calculated correct different, like Dick say. So it's gonna be interesting to see. But it's the same rules. We wanna now. I don't know about 10 pips. This might be a little different. It might be like points or something like you said. We might have to move it 20 points. But in any way, we want to make sure we're in profit. So we have to see how this moves. I don't know how it moves, so I can't tell you. I might trade it tomorrow to see. But so is everybody good with that? We have to find out how many, because there's gonna be a bunch of questions on how this moves. Yeah, see, he says points. So what's the goal going to be? We were doing 10 pips and out. Is it going to be 10 points and out or 20 points and out? What should we do with that? Let's see how it runs.
Yeah, I say see how it runs, and then we could determine from there.
Yeah, but this means that the pip count will be different. The lot size is going to be up a little bit different, and it's the same philosophy, but we're going to be using this because, like I said, the ADD don't work this. At least it's market off hours, but I have the JPY basket here, and I'm sure that most of these indicators are going to line up for buys and sells because I see them here. You know what I'm saying? See the lower lows and higher highs that are helping me out, in the different trading panels and whatnot. So there's going to be, but the 1 minute time frame is going to be the one to do, right? That's going to be the one to really work with. I think you can probably kill that and go from there. So I'm excited about, because I was like my man PA or whoever else. I was tired of walking paint dry. That's just not how I trade. So if I'm not engaged, then it don't make sense to trade it. But this is good because this is a indice, right? It's a CFD, and it does move. It's more volatile than GJ, and I don't think we'll watch paint dry. I really don't. I mean, it'll consolidate a little bit, but like I said, when the market's open at 8 o'clock, it's going to move. And when news is there, so I think that's going to be something different too. So it's going to be interesting, put that way. You know what I'm saying? So I'll call this a breakdown, but then next week, Monday, it's Monday is the 15th. So I'll probably come on here at 8:30. Remember, news is on 9:30. So 8:30, we want to be able to see what's going on with it. We probably can catch some moves, but we want to be able to catch the news. We want to catch the move on top of the news, or let the market settle, and then we should be able to get our points. So, like I said, I don't know how this market moves, but I'm going to be tomorrow's Friday. I might even open up a trade tomorrow and see how it moves. NT4, just to kind of play with it and stuff. I can do that, and then see what I got. You know what I'm saying? And then I can kind of see how everything moves. Because I wanted to see how the market moves before I actually do it. But since this is an Asian CFD, it should move nicely in Asia. So again, you have to be you got to be mindful of those things and use the same philosophies, whatnot. And you can trade this on New York too if you want to. It's a CFD, so this is the breakdown. I call it the breakdown. So does everybody cool with this? Are you cool with this? Are you is
Mhm.
it all good in the hood, man? Is it cool? Are you cool? Remember your boy was it your boy Denzel and your boy was in training day. If you're cool with this, then you're cool. If not cool, then you can't hang out. Are you cool with this, man? I'm cool with this. I'm saying I'm good with this. I'm good with this. So if you're good with this and it's all cool, then um we'll start this on Monday at 9:30. You know what I'm saying? But this little thing I was gonna do with this breakdown, I was gonna do another day, but I kind of went to a breakdown of AD and how it works and stuff. So yeah, you can call it good with this trading strategy. Oh yeah, but if people see it on YouTube, whatever else, they don't want to know what the hell this is called. You know what I'm saying? So that vold is deep, but I mean, you can go into deepest strategy with this and see what's going on or not. I can tell you right now, it's hard as hell to trade New York, London. Sorry, New York, Asia, and then come back for London, and then come back for New York. It's rough, man. It's rough. It's rough to do all 3 sessions. It's rough, man. I don't think no one does that. That's when you're trading all day. You're just trading 2 hours here, 2 hours there, but you can make some good money on this pair. I think so. I never traded this indices with news on Asia, so it could work. But like I said, I like trading New York. New York is if you ask anybody, New York is the king to me. London is cool, Asian's cool, but New York is the shit, man. For me, it is anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't trade. I trade. I mean, but then I it kind of wild because not everyone can trade. Yeah, New York is the best. Not everyone can trade New York. And I went to I was I don't know, I was at the doctor's office today, and I saw people working. I was like, damn, these people can never trade. Nah, they can't trade New York if they're working their 9 to 5s because they were
Yeah, it
busy
just
with work
depends on the
stuff.
type of job you have.
But some people have a type of job that they can't trade that. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, I see that. I was like, they're in customer service or they're in the hospital. Or they're working. They don't have time to look at a
Right.
chart because
Not at
somebody
all.
they're always like, hey, somebody needs to talk to you. They don't have like 5 minutes to go look at Nas. And there's no way if a signal came out somewhere, there's no way they could just put it in their administrative floor. And what if
Right.
it's like goes negative and they don't have the stop loss, so they don't know anything. So I was like, damn. So those were most of the people that were telling me that they couldn't do this at New York. So, and I get it. Not everyone's able to trade. Um, you know, New York session. Or if you work, if you work like 12 to 8, then then New York is beautiful because you can get up at 9 and trade and then go to work. But if you're 9 to 5, that's tough, man. Specifically if you try to do all that stuff on your phone, because you can't be on trading view at your work. Your work will suffer. So it's hard, man. I get it. So that's all I got for the crew today. We're gonna start this JPN 225, and I'm on Friday, man. So you know, um, tomorrow's trap day, so you gotta be careful because they'll get you. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you don't have to trade every day. The best day to trade to me are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And you can trade Friday, you can trade Monday, but or you can get some nice moves when the market opens on Sunday. Or you can draw your charts up on Sunday. I usually like to draw charts up on Sunday and then mark the highs and lows and then wait for the breakouts. It's hard to use a phone you can use your phone to monitor it. I used to just trade and then let the trade run and go do something and come back. But you know, unless you swing trading, you got to be careful because it's hard. And then sometimes your mid trade full will freeze up. Then you're screwed because you can't get out the trade. That happens a lot because if your trade if you open up your trade and you try to go open trade and it's grayed out, that means that there's no connection. These all work on interbank connections, internet. So if the you go down the MT4, there's no connection. That means you're not connected to the bank. You're not connected that you're not connected to your network. You're not connected. Your internet's off. So imagine I've been in a trade where I couldn't get out of it because I lost connection, and I complained to customer service, and they did nothing for me. Zero. So
That happened to me recently. All of a sudden I was like, what? And I heard some idling things outside and I was like, oh my gosh, the Spectrum trucks are outside. But you just make sure that you're trading with your Ethernet cable connected, Ethernet.
to your phone. See, I'm talking about, yeah, you're right. But I'm talking about if you're out and about and you're in a trade and you're on your phone.
Oh, yeah.
And then your phone, I've been burned by this. I was on a trade of phone and then I'm looking at the trade. It's like, oh, now I'm in red. And then I'm going more in the red. I'm like, I need to get out of this trade. So I'm trying to get out of it. And then I can't. And then when it comes back up, I'm even more in the red because I can't get out of the trade because I'm not connected. So I said, if I take a trade and I got to go someplace, I'm gonna be a break even or in profit. So that's those things you learn. But I don't too much trade like while I'm outside somewhere. I might be at dinner somewhere. I'm not looking at charts. I'm not doing that. I trade when I'm in front of the computer because it's hard to do that. For me, it is. I like to make my life as easy as possible. That's what it is. So other than that, I will probably check you guys on Monday.
All right, John, appreciate you, brother.
And then we'll go with the JPN 225 and let's see how we can flip it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So everybody have a good weekend, and I will see you guys on the other side.
Likewise.
All right. Thank you. Good night.
All right. Good night.